Hey, love bugs! What's up? What's up? What's up? I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whenever this video may reach you. Do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you can get that thing whenever I upload a new video. So today, we are going to be talking about D'Angelo, who unfortunately passed away. It's so sad. He was still young, like such a tragic situation. We're going to be talking about T.S. Madison and an interview she did with another trans woman called Cherry Boom or something like that. I don't even know, and I don't even care. And we're going to be talking about some very, very trigger warning stuff in this live stream. I had to bring it to y'all because so this young girl, a first generation African girl, this is important. I'm pointing out that she is first generation for a reason, and you'll know more about that once we get into her story time. I'm going to play all of the parts. Once again, trigger warning. Then there's another woman who also, something happened with her and her dad. Her dad got her pregnant, y'all. She bore a child from her biological father. And then there's another woman who has this bizarro story with her dad, once again being extremely perverted and extremely inappropriate. And she also provided the receipts, text messages. So we're going to get into it. What's going on, you guys? Hello. Come on over, love bugs. So we can get this party started. Let me see who's up in here so far. Hi. Hey, Empress. What's up, Unique? Hey, Sinquavy, y'all. Hello, Bree. Hey, Janetta. Hey, AD. Hey, Julie. Is it freezing? Hello, Stanley. Wait, y'all can't see me? Hold up. No. Wait. Ooh. No. Hold up. Wait a minute. I don't know what. Wait, let me see something. What's up, Trini? Hey, Shauna. Hello, Alex. Can y'all see me and hear me? It's looking clear on this side. Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if you can see me and hear me? No, you're not late. We just getting started, boo. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can see me and hear me. The playback is looking fine. Let me refresh this. It's breaking up. Well, everybody else is saying they can see me and hear me. Okay. Well, it looks good over here. What's up, guys? Anointed, Trini, Jay, PJ, Kelly, Kanisha, Laya. Hello, everybody. Hello. Kenneth. Kenny. Okay. All right, let's get started. It's okay. We good? All right. So let's head on over to Instagram. And this is just this is so sad, y'all. It really, really is, because Angie Stone, we all know the beautiful, beautiful Angie Stone, the talented neo soul queen. She passed away earlier this year. I believe she passed away in March. And they shared a son together. So this young man lost both of his parents within a span of 5 to 7 months. Like, I could not imagine. Oh my God, it's just making me feel emotional. I could not imagine. D'Angelo and Angie Stone. Okay, wait, let's look at this slide first. So he was only 51 years old, and he had, I think they said he had pancreatic cancer. 51 years old. Damn. Like, we gotta, the food, everything is just polluted. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, but do the best you can to, like, just take care of this vessel, because it's the only one we got. So him and Angie Stone, this is them and their baby boy. D'Angelo and Angie Stone's son speaks out amid his father's passing. It has been a very rough and sad year for me, but one thing that both my parents taught me was to be strong. So he says, shouts out to the Neighborhood Talk Fair Use. Neighbors, D'Angelo and Angie Stone's son is speaking out following the news of his father's death. In a statement, Michael Archer II says he's devastated by the passing and admits it's been a rough year for him. As y'all know, his mother, Angie Stone, passed away in March. Oh my God. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, you lost your mother, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and then 7 months later, you lose your father in the same year. And I believe he's their only child. I don't think Angie Stone, I don't think they had any other children. So he's literally the only child. He doesn't even have any siblings as far as I know. Oh my God. Oh my God. So he says, I'm grateful for your thoughts and prayers during these very difficult times, as it has been a very rough and sad year for me. I feel like I'm gonna cry. This is so sad. I ask that you please continue to keep me in your thoughts, as it will not be easy. But one thing that both my parents taught me was to be strong, and I intend to do just that. Like, y'all, this is so tragic. Like, both back to back. Oh my God. RIP to D'Angelo. He left us some iconic art that will live on forever. Same as Angie Stone. They are forever imprinted in music and R&B soul music and Black culture. And hopefully, you know, their son, hopefully he has some children and he continues to keep the bloodline going. And, you know, I don't even know what else to say, but this is just very, very, very unfortunate and so tragic that that young man lost both his. Oh, he has a sister. Okay. Sorry, she had a daughter. All right, my bad. Did D'Angelo have any other children? Did D'Angelo have any other children, y'all? He was only 51. But you see, think about it. You see how we're saying, oh, he was so young. He was only 51. But when you're alive and you're in your 30s and you're in your 40s, people will be telling you old as fucking dirt. And you might as well hang it up and don't dream a new dream and don't do nothing else. The time has come. You might as well go shipped off to goddamn pasture. You see how that go? When you pass away, oh my God, you were so young. While you're alive, it's like you're fighting the time clock and people continuously trying to remind you that you're old. Think about that. You still have youth. No matter what stage you are, you still have life in you. You can continue to live. He has 3. Oh my God, I'm sitting up here saying he's the only child. Excuse me, y'all. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So he's the only child that they share together, right? He's the only child that they share together. Maybe that's where I'm coming from. This is what I'm saying. What's up, Vivian? You better preach. Exactly, because they would love to say, oh, you old, she old, he old. But when you pass away and you're 50 and you're 51, everybody's saying going too soon, too young. Live your life. Hey, Shantia. I'm 52 and I feel great. Keep going, everyone. Period. What's up, Unique? So, yeah. So now we're going to get into this story with T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison brought on this trans person that we discussed on the Love Jones show before. And this person had very nasty things to say about biological women. The nastiest things to say about biological women. And they recently went on to do an interview with T.S. Madison on her podcast. And this person is saying that biological women is jealous. We jealous. Let's just let it roll. Let's just let it roll. So this person name is Cherry the Boom. We literally played, I don't know if y'all can remember because this is probably over a year ago at this point now. And we played Cherry the Boom going off like, don't nobody want to be you. Ain't nobody trying to be like you. Don't nobody want to be no woman. While sitting up there with the hair, the nose job, the fillers, the lip injections, the boob implants, the fat injections, the booty the hip implants. Like it just, the math don't ever fucking math, bitch. But let's listen to
you openly tell you'll tell a female, I've seen you do this. Mm-hmm. Bitch, you jealous of me. And you know, a female's thing is, how could I be jealous of a carbon copy? I'd like you to elaborate on what you mean.
Girl, I'm so glad you asked me that because there's all their response. How can I be jealous? I'm the real thing. So if you're the real thing, why are you angry? If I want to be you, why do you need to say that? You see my existence.
What do you, okay, I'm not gonna let this shit play, this fuckery play all the way through without me interrupting. What the fuck do you mean if you're the real thing, then why are you angry? Who is inherently walking around angry at men that want to transition to be women? We don't give a fuck. Whenever we say something, it's because they are going around disrespecting us, demeaning us, degrading us, and talking down on us and comparing themselves to us. I don't know any woman that's just coming out the woodworks angry at a trans person. I don't know any. I don't know any.
I don't want to be you. I don't want to have periods. I don't want children.
I don't want to be you. I don't want to have periods. I don't want to have children. But then on the opposite side, they'll pose the argument that, oh, just being able to have children and just having a period doesn't make you a woman. Don't they say that? It's all of this contradiction for me. I don't want to be you. But then y'all will say, oh, just because you have a period doesn't make you a woman. What about the women that can't have children? What about the women that's infertile? Y'all will use that same opposing argument to argue tooth and nail why you should be classified as a woman, because just having a period and being pregnant doesn't reduce you to being a woman. But when it's convenient, when that misogynistic, because you a nigga deep down inside, oh, sorry, this is not to offend anybody. Let me, oh shit. Hold up. Flag on the play. I don't want to offend nobody. I don't need y'all getting up in my comments telling me, oh, you is a phobia of this or a phobia of that. Bitch, I'm not scared of not near one of y'all motherfuckers, and I don't have an issue. But you're not going to sit your funky ass up here. And I'm trying not to cuss. God damn, I didn't. Anyways. You're not going to come up here dressed like me saying that you don't want to be me and you don't want to have a period and you don't want to have a baby, basically trying to demean and degrade what a woman's body naturally does. You're trying to demean and degrade the female reproductive system, which is what brought your funky ass here. Because if it wasn't for a period and a woman being able to have a baby, you wouldn't be in this motherfucking world, bitch.
You have nothing that I want. When it came to this woman, that was hormone therapy.
You have nothing that I want, so why do you have these? You wanted some of these.
I've always known how I wanted to present before I even knew what transgender was. Back in the day when I was a kid, I used to see the television shows like Maury and Jerry Springer and Ricky Lake. And is it a man or is it a woman? It's a transsexual, it's a transgender. And even though I didn't know how that was possible, I knew that that was me. It's representation. And when I tell
representation of who? Of men dressing up as women. Like, what the yo, I can't, oh my God.
Women that they're jealous and their response is, how could it be? Look at you. Oh, that's really what it's all about. Our physical. Yes, we are women inside of here. They can't see inside. They only see our physical, and this physical is what has you in an uproar.
First of all, both of y'all look like something out of a fucking movie, some bitch. Look, I'm not trying to go there, but we gonna go there. Look at you. Look at who? What? Look at me. I am a fucking beautiful fucking woman. I don't have no motherfucking breast implants, bitch. This is natural. You have to go and lay down on a table. You have to take hormones to get feminization, to have features that look more akin to what the fuck I naturally look like, bitch. This is genetics. The average woman looks better than you, bitch. You're not eating. You got all of that plastic surgery, all of the Botox, the fillers, the nose job, the jawline, the shaving, the this, the that. You got to be on a regimen of medication your whole entire life. And if you don't, you're going to revert back to the man that you were born to be. This is not me being a phobia. I don't want to hear that shit. But this person, this cherry boom bitch, has been very disrespectful toward biological women. And I'm so fucking over it, because this is not the first time that we have discussed this person. I don't know if y'all could recall, but this is not the first time that this person has come up here to degrade and talk down on biological women. The misogyny, because at the end of the day, these motherfuckers still got an XY chromosome, and they still got that patriotic fucking mindset, and they still got that misogyny deep down to the motherfucking chromosome, bitch. I said it. I don't give a fuck. This ain't no love lost. I feel like you could, bitch. It's 2025. Motherfuckers is identifying as a cat and a motherfucking dog. Woof, woof, bitch. If you want to be a dog, bitch. If you want to meow like a cat, bitch, be a cat. I don't give a fuck. But leave us out of it. You ain't gonna tell a cat, don't nobody want to be you, and you got on a fucking cat outfit. You meowing and purring and licking milk out the fucking bowl, and you gonna sit there and say, don't nobody want to be a cat. Bitch, what? Thank you, sir, for the super sticker, boo. Thanks, babe. I don't know what you said. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna come back and read it after we done with it. Like, know what type of Jedi mind trick they trying to play, but bitch, it's not. We ain't going. Enough is enough.
You can call it fake, you can call it this, you can call it that, but it's mine. There's a lot of biological women out here with fake breasts and ass and hips and teeth. So why aren't their bodies fake? Y'all are.
Their bodies are fake. What the fuck are you talking about? People talk about call them BBL bandits and BBL warriors. I call implants when they look crazy, hard rock cafe titties. We do call it fake. What the fuck are you talking about, bruh?
That's what it is, girl. It's jealousy. And they need to be reminded of that. And
jealousy. Yo, this is making me. This is really. Wait a minute. Put a one in the chat if you jealous of the trans. Of the trans. I need to see. Put a one in the chat if you jealous. Put a two. I need to see if you're a biological woman. You put a one. Let me know right now. Are you jealous? Are you jealous of a man that transitioned to a woman because they saved up enough coin to get some plastic surgery? Put a one if you jealous, put a two if you're not. I just need to know. I just need to know because what in the hell? It gets to a fucking point. It gets to a point. Delusion at its point. It gets to a point, bitch.
Again, when I speak like that, it's not all women. You know, they be quick to be like, oh, y'all hate us. Y'all are jealous of us. No, sweetie. If y'all left us alone, there would be no problem.
So what is leaving?
Who the fuck goes around bothering people?
Leaving us alone look like to you?
Leaving us alone is allowing us to be. Leaving us alone is staying in your place. Leaving us alone is not feeling obligated.
Staying in your place. Bitch, who the fuck is you? Staying in your place when y'all get your funky asses up on the internet and compare yourselves to us and brag about fucking men and, oh, we all fucking the same man. We doing this and that. When y'all be so excited to be the bitch in the closet that the nigga creep off with and cheating on his wife and family with, y'all be so excited to, well, he let me suck his dick too, bitch. We sucking the same dick, bitch. He stuck that dick in my asshole, bitch. Y'all be so excited to try to one-up a woman, a biological woman. Y'all be so excited to try to out a man for dealing with one of y'all, but it's not, y'all are people and it shouldn't be anything wrong, but you are the one that fucking sensationalize and make it like a negative connotation to sleep with you because the way you get back at a straight hetero man is to oust him for dealing with you. So you other yourself and make it seem like it's something wrong with dealing with you. That's something that y'all do. And then y'all like to blame women, biological women, for men treating y'all like shit and keeping y'all tucked away in a goddamn canister somewhere. That's not our fault that they only want to creep and freak with you when the freaks is coming out at night. That has nothing to do with biological women, that they don't take you home to meet their mother and they only speak to you through text now apps and you only get to see these niggas when it's pitch black outside. Like, that's not our fault. They channel that energy in the wrong places and they make it seem like we've done something or we have an issue. Nobody, let me let this finish because bitch, it gets to a point.
It is your business to tell a man what's between our legs or what we were born. That's what leaving us alone is. Leaving us alone is not trying to figure out who's having sex with us because we all fucking the same man.
Well, do you truly believe that we're all fucking the same man?
Absolutely. I deal with husbands all the time, boyfriends all the time. It's not something that I'm proud of, but it is also a part of the reason why I'm single, because I see how they do you. So you can't be the blueprint.
What you mean we can't be the blueprint and y'all sitting up there looking like biological? If Johnny had 5 apples, this shit infuriates me because I feel like they're trying to do some type of Jedi mind trick. I'm not trying to be like you. Well, what the fuck are you trying to be like, bitch? Because if it quacks like a duck, it looks like a duck, talk like a duck. Bitch, it's trying to be a duck. What is this? What are they trying to be? What are they emulating if it's not biological women?
I allow you to be you and exist. Why can't we? And
you do exist. Nobody's hunting you down in the street. Biological women are not coming for you. We're not harassing you. We're not trying to disenfranchise you. We don't give a fuck about what y'all do. We just say, hey, create your own space for you. Don't try to impose your lifestyle on other people and live your life. Nobody don't give a fuck about what y'all got going on until y'all bring that shit to us. Like, I just don't.
Just not one of those girls who are asking to be. I'm not one of those girls that are asking for you to allow me to be myself. I'm not looking for your approval. I'm not looking for your acceptance. I'm not looking for your opinion. None of that matters to me.
It clearly matters. It clearly matters. This is some bullshit. I don't think about these people. I don't give a fuck about a transgender person. Look, I'm not trying to be funny, and I know that y'all gonna get comments, talk shit, and I don't give a fuck at this point. I am so over us having to be so respectful and so aware of how we present and how we make everybody else feel, but people are able to get up there and talk down on our periods and talk bad about us having reproductive organs and fucking ushering life into the physical plane as if it wasn't for a vagina and a period, nobody would be here, bitch. So for them to talk down on periods constantly, I don't want to be you, I don't want a period, I don't want to, bitch, you can't. That's the only reason why you're saying that. It's a lot of womb envy going on with the XY crew. That's why they're trying to fucking make artificial ones. It's a lot of fucking womb envy. They hate that we could do something that they just simply cannot. We can create life, period, point blank. And now if you got something, some issues going on to where as you can't, that's because something went wrong. But the default setting of a biological female is to be able to reproduce. Now, once again, if you cannot, it's because something went wrong. But that is not the default setting. That's like somebody, an amputee that, lost a toe or something. You're supposed to have 5 toes on each foot. Just because you got 4 on one foot doesn't mean that the default setting is not to have 10 motherfucking toes, bitch. Enough is the fuck enough. It gets to a point. Who's jealous because you got plastic surgery? Who can't? Child, I'm about to say some bad stuff. We got to move on because I'm about to say look, live the life that you want to live, but nobody is jealous of a trans person. From what I know, from what I see, we don't talk about these people. We don't think about these people. I don't wake up in the morning and say, "Oh my God, my man getting his dick sucked by a trans." Bitch, I'm not walking down the street looking for a trans to run and hide in the bushes from. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, if I see anybody that's nice and cool, you look fly, I'll give you a compliment. Everybody's cool, but they have this secret competition with biological women, and they're deeply, deeply misogynistic because they still got that XY chromosome. So they feel like women are inherently beneath them. It's the patriarch. That's just it in a nutshell. But they know, and men that actually present as men and walk around as men, they know who the motherfucking superior is, bitch. Clock it. Because if you didn't, you would not have to fucking go through all of these goddamn measures to try to subjugate and keep a motherfucker down. In countries, women can't go to school, women can't do this, women can't do that. We couldn't even have full rights until the 70s. Why are you constantly doing that if you don't think that these people are worth shit or that if you don't think that they could like thrive? You know they can. You're afraid of that power. You're afraid of it being you're afraid of it being uncontrolled. Like that's why men keep saying they want to go back to the old times. Because they can't stand that y'all nasty as well. Who nasty? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about the people we talking about. I don't know, but I'm just gonna ignore you. What's up, Jason? We don't think about these people. Like I think that it is bullshit. It's utter fucking cockadoodly-doo to get up here as a biologically born man that transitions to look like a woman and be like a woman to say they're not trying to be like a woman. I don't understand what type of shit this is, but I'm not going for it. How the fuck you don't want to be me and you went up and got titties put in, got hip put in, you got ass put in, you got feminization surgery, you're taking hormones so your voice could be lighter like mine, you're wearing makeup so you can look like me, you're growing your hair out, you're wearing the extensions, you're doing everything, but you don't want to be like what is this? Is it cognitive dissonance? I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's not working. We're not going in 2025. You're not going to step there looking like me, talking like me, acting like me, dressing like me, and say I'm not trying to be you. It's just not happening. I don't care. And y'all can get offended. we not trying to be women. So what the fuck are you trying to be, bitch? An alien? What you trying to be? Smokey the Bear? What are you trying to be? A zebra? Because you damn sure is out here looking like a fucking biological woman. What is it? Bitch! They do not look like me. They're trying to imitate and emulate Jeffy. That's my point. I don't feel like I look like a man that has transitioned to a woman. I don't think that I present like that. My point is they're doing the due diligence to look closer to what I naturally look like. That's my point. All right, let me see what y'all saying up in here. Hello, not Smokey girl, because what the hell is they trying to look like if they ain't trying to look like us? Can somebody tell me? What are they trying to look like if they're not trying? What are they trying to be if they're not trying to be? Why are you calling yourself a trans woman if you're not trying to be a woman? Why do you have that prefix there? And why are you calling yourself any type of woman if that's not what you're trying to be? Does that make sense? If I was transitioning to a man, would I get up here and say I'm not trying to be a man, but I cut my mammary glands off, which I absolutely love. Shouts out to God. I shaved my head bald. I started taking hormones and growing a beard and a mustache and a motherfucking blood clot goatee. And I'm walking around with the strap on. You know, like I'm wearing boxer briefs. And then I'm going to get up here and say I'm not trying to be a man. Don't nobody want to be no man. So what in the fuck am I trying to be? What am I trying to be? A goat? A billy goat? Chat. What's up, Amberella? Hey, Lady Virgo. Hey, Qual. Hey, Quavio. Yes, everybody up in here. Shouts out to the chat. Make sure, not the strap. Yes, the strap. Righteous. Make sure y'all give me a thumbs up. How many likes we got? Okay, let me get 5 more likes because y'all know I gotta squeeze my tiny ass up in this algorithm. Yeah, give me 5 more likes and then we can move on to the next segment. Hello, what's up, JD Eliminated? Lord, why the LTS Madison always with the comparative shenanigans and illusion is unreal? Because what are they trying to be, Amberella? If they're not trying to be us, what are they trying to be? Like, I need somebody to tell me quickly. I need somebody to tell me. All right, we almost there. 5 more likes. Everybody smash the thumbs up. They need to go and meditate because the delusion has really taken over their mental state. Oh, speaking of, so there was a trans woman that did react to this, and I did save the video, and I do want to play it for y'all because I feel like this trans woman had sense, and they were logical, and I was like, okay, finally somebody with some goddamn sense, because y'all do know that when you have like a body dysmorphia, like that was recognized as a mental illness just a couple of decades ago. So let's play this. Hold up. Thank you, son. They want to wear our clothes, child. Period. Okay, let me read these super chats right quick. Son said, I do. You're not going to cosplay over here, man. Oh. What's up, Hera? Thank you, boo. Hera said, evening, LJ Miles and Love Bugs. I can't stand Cherry Boom. Yo, I don't think I like Cherry Boom either. Because it's disrespectful. Like, this is the second time, like I said, I don't know if y'all remember, but this person had gone viral before for literally disrespecting women. And they always love to bring up periods and they're trying to demonize it. Like, why are you using a woman's reproductive organs as a dig when that's how you got here? If it wasn't for your mother having a period or a uterus, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here to transition to be like your mother. You wouldn't be here. Like, I don't understand how that's a dig. Like, and the whole calling us fish, like that shit is just mad disrespectful. Enough is enough. No, I'm not going. We're not going. We're not going. I know people gonna say, oh, she's so transphobe. She's a phobic. Love Jones is a phobe. She hates the LG community. I don't hate anybody. I have friends from every fucking walk of life, okay? I don't hate anybody, but I don't fuck with people just being able to talk shit about us and we can't say nothing back. No, fuck that. Okay, shouts out to this person. Their name is Keo McCash. Come on, we need you to play.
So I see T.S. Madison and Charity Boom was having a conversation on Instagram, and these are two trans women, by the way. And the conversation was about competition between biological women and trans women. Now, trans girls, come to the front, because this is for us. Why do we think we can compete with biological women? We can, right? Because that's just what they didn't make themselves look like women. That's how they were born. You get what I'm saying? Now, us, because we have a mental problem, gender dysphoria, it is mental.
You heard her. She said it's because we have a mental problem, gender dysphoria. It is mental. And thanks, Squad, for the super stickable. Thanks, Unique. Shouts out to y'all. Y'all heard what she said, right? Y'all heard what this trans woman said. See, I'm still respectful. Ooh, oh my God. Bambino. He got the zoomies or something. But y'all see that I'm still respectful. Like, I'm still trying to, like, call people by their pronouns. Like, I don't really want to be, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody or, like, however you see yourself and however you feel. Feelings matter. Kanye said it. Feelings matter, bro. Feelings matter, bro. So feelings matter. You could feel like an astronaut and literally be a fucking person working at the Wawa. Your feelings matter, okay? But this person said it too. And this person is a trans.
We transition from biological male to a trans woman. Now, when you transition, that doesn't mean that you're a woman or you should go around telling people that you're a woman, because you're not. It just means that this is how I feel most comfortable with myself because of my mental issues that I have. I know it sounds crazy. I know that we don't like to accept that we have a mental problem, but we do. We're not crazy. It's just that we just don't feel comfortable in the body that we were born in, right? So then, therefore, there's no comparison. There's no competition between trans women and biological women. We got to give respect where respect is due. Now, okay, I don't try to compete with nobody. You get what I'm saying? And neither am I embarrassed of being trans. I'm very proud of being a trans woman. I'm fire as fuck. Do you get what I'm saying? Who cares what people say about you? Who the fuck cares? People talk about everybody. You get what I'm saying? So we don't compare ourselves to biological women. And that thing about biological women are like jealous or envy trans women, I don't think so. I really genuinely don't think so. I'm pretty sure if I was a biological woman, I would definitely be annoyed somebody invading my space and telling people they're the same thing I am. I think anybody would be fucking annoyed. All right? But I feel like if we respect each other's spaces and be honest with ourselves, everybody would be happy.
I agree.
That's all. So I see.
Why is this like this? Oh wait, no. What did I do? Hold up. Okay, there we go. I agree with everything that person said, and I actually respect it. And we gotta clap it up, because a lot of them will not be honest. Like, how could you compete with a biological woman and that is what you're trying to be and say that we're jealous? Like, it just doesn't make any logical sense. Like, how are we going to be jealous of something that we are and you're trying to be what I naturally am? Does that make sense? It makes no sense. All we want is to be respected. Exactly. Thanks, son. Thank you, boo, for the super sticker. See a man with some... Why you got the kid? Please. I can agree with Stop. Oh no. Thank you, Rockwell. Thank you for the super sticker. I can't. All right. I don't want y'all know they're gonna be trying to chew me out saying I'm a homophobe. Y'all a trans. Y'all already know. Oh, Armand. So since we still on this, before we move to the next topic, Armand. Shouts out to Armand Wiggins. Y'all know that's one of the creators that I actually really like his content. He did a debate with I don't know if it was a debate or a sit down with some trans girls. I think that I didn't watch it, so we can watch it together. I feel like it's relevant to the topic that we're discussing right now, so we're gonna watch it together. Like, I clicked on it and then I quickly clicked off and I just saved it because I was like, you know, because of what we were going to be discussing in today's night show, I wanted to I watch it with y'all. All right, so come on, y'all, let's go. All right, y'all, how's everybody doing? Happy Taco City Tuesday. Ooh. Okay. Oh, okay. Shouts out to the Armand Wiggins show. This is his IG. So Armand says, okay, so the debate is on, I sat down with a few of the girls from Now That's TV Dollhouse, which is the trans show. And we discussed what makes a man gay. And if he sleeps with a transgender, it does not make him gay. Do you agree? Comment below.
That's a hot button topic. So if a man likes a transgender woman, you don't.
If a man mess with a boy, then he gay. I'm not a boy.
Because niggas that fuck with me won't fuck like
with me.
They don't like boys.
They wouldn't like me.
Like,
and I try to
and so people try to say, "Oh my God, they're gay, they're gay, they're gay." No,
They're
gay is
attracted
like
to
the same.
Exactly. So it's just like it's
and straight people like do like girl anal play and like they do all kind of freaky
and
shit.
pegging.
Like, straight couples.
Women do pegging. They
so
eat
like,
ass now.
I don't feel like
going along. So they learning from us.
I'm a girl with a built-in
You
strap.
feel like this? Okay, that's a hot button topic.
So y'all think that if a man likes the T girls that he's gay? Yes or no? Put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. 1, yes, he's gay. 2, no. If a man likes a T girl, is he gay? 1, yes, he's gay. 2, no, he's gay. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. Okay, Sunset. You didn't even hesitate. Hold up. Y'all are saying 1. The Oracle said 111. 1 delusional. 1 Trinity said 1. Y'all said hell yeah. Okay. So personally, I feel like the only way you could get away with saying that you're not gay is if the person fully transitioned and no longer has a penis. That's the only way I feel like you could get away with being like, it kind of like creates a little bit of a gray zone, like a little bit of a gray area, is if the person no longer has a penis. But if the person still has a penis and you're interacting sexually with the penis, then I would think that you're not a straight man. I wouldn't call you a heterosexual. So Hollywood Monroe said no. Hollywood Monroe said no, it's not gay. No, he gay, it don't matter. Hollywood, what could you tell us? Could you tell us why you think that it's not gay? I think that you're straddling the fence if they still have a penis, because it's like you still like the visual of a woman, the aesthetic of a woman, if they have like breasts, you know what I mean? Like, but if it has a penis, I feel like you're into some alternative shit. Now, if the person is fully transitioned and they cut the thing off and it's like a pocket down there, a purse down there, then I think, I don't know. It's just very tricky, but I don't think that you're a straight man if you're sleeping with a trans woman that has a penis. Because that's still the organs of it. That's still y'all get what I'm saying? Block Hollywood Monroe. Why are you telling me to block them? They haven't said anything that was disrespectful. Why you telling me to block them? Wait, Oracle, you gotta tell me why. You gotta tell me why, boo. Hugh Grant and Eddie Murphy. Thank you for the super sticker, boo. They say we need to leave them alone, but stay with women on their list and mind our business. Please stop the madness. It's so aggravating. Period. This is such a great channel. Thank you. I think there are men who are fluid and then strictly heterosexual. Yeah, I feel like you kind of like, Thanks for my little membership. I think Sun was giving out membership. So shouts out to Sun for gifting a bunch of memberships. Men are strange as fuck. I'm so lost now. Say that again. Okay. So I kind of feel like if you like a man that still has a man. Okay, wait. If a man likes a T girl, right, that still has a, then I would not say that man was heterosexual. Oh, you said because you disagree. Oh, I wouldn't say that was a heterosexual person. Is it just me? Because but then I said on the flip side, if a man likes a T girl that literally cut the member off and the person no longer has a stick, then I think that's a little different because now the anatomy is a little different. But I would say, what is the other words? Dang, Storm Monroe knows all of these terms. Is it pansexual? Is it I don't know. Oh, okay, let's see what she said. All right, because gay men like gay men who are not really looking like a full-blown woman. Gay men don't typically go after trans women because they say they do not like that look. Okay. I got it. I got you. Find a man who will step up and provide for you. That's what matters. Yes. Is that considered bisexual? See, I don't know. That's a good. I don't know, Lady Virgo. I don't know. Yeah, Wayne Brady is pansexual. So maybe it's a pansexual, but I would not say that that's a heterosexual man. I personally would not. If you're sleeping with T girls, people would, our mom be like, oh, they like a little piece of candy on the side. So if they got the piece of candy on the side, I would not look at you and say that's a hetero man. I just would not. Thank you again for the super chat. Son said, get you what? Get you like the video, period. Like the video. Yes. Son gave out some memberships to you guys. So shouts out to Son for gifting memberships to the channel. So I mean, I guess we could all come to a general consensus. I would just say you're not heterosexual if you're sleeping with a T girl. That's just it. Now, I think that there should be like probably another term, but I don't think you're heterosexual. That's just me. I don't think you're a straight man if you're sleeping with somebody that still has a penis, no matter what they look like. That's just my opinion. What I do know is I wouldn't sleep with that man. Yeah. I don't want anything but a straight man. Well, according to Cherry and TS, well, TS didn't say it, but Cherry said that we're all sleeping with the same man regardless. So they make it seem like there's no such thing as a straight man anymore. You just don't get what you get. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, let us get 5 more likes. If you have not liked the video, like the video. So speaking of strange things, right? We got to get into the story of this girl, right? Her dad. Oh my God, child. Her dad was texting her some weird, bizarro ass shit. And then the dad tried to play it off like, oh, he didn't know, he wasn't aware. He was under the influence of, substances, the liquid courage, and some, pills and potions. We're overdosing. I'm angry, but I still love you. I still love. So we're going to get into this. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all, because initially when I heard this, I was like, what type of, this shit was outrageous. And then to see the text, I was like, oh, hell no. She's kind of low. So make sure y'all's audio is up so y'all can hear what she's saying. Okay. So shouts out to Divine Earth Angel 98. And the title of this is My Dad is a Weirdo for Real, for Real. Dang, and this is kind of long. Because, all right, we're going to try to get through this. It's 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And I can't fast forward this only on the phone and on my iPad, like to hold the screen down and fast forward. But you can't do it on the Mac. So that's that.
My dad is a weirdo. And the reason why I say that is because back in 2020, he sent me really weird, creepy text messages. The way I used to tell people, or the way I remembered it, was not even the words that he used. When I looked at the screenshots, which it even took me a long time to be able to look at the screenshots, quite frankly, just because drama. But yeah, it was worse words used than I remembered. So that's lovely. I don't talk to him anymore. Quite frankly, I don't think he has ever actually loved me or cared about me. Just fine. I mean, at the point where probably a good portion of my family doesn't even actually like me, and that's fine with me. I'm the black sheep. I will be the black sheep because that nigga is weird. Now I have some screenshots. I have screenshots that I'm going to post, and I went ahead and I hope I arranged them in the right order. If something doesn't make sense, sorry, but I arranged them in the order of the weird messages that he sent me a particular night. After that, I believe it's arranged in messages that he sent me before that night. Now, the actual night that he sent me the out of the box shit, he was saying that he was drunk and he took a Percocet. Now, he was saying that he was drunk and that he took a Percocet and that he meant to text his girl at the time.
Lies.
And that's a big ass lie, because in one of the messages, which you will see, he told me not to tell my sister. My sister, my little sister, was 12 at the time. She's 17 now. I have several siblings, mind you. But and she was actually laying next to me when he sent those messages, and my two younger siblings were in his bed with him, laying next to him. At the time, I lived with my grandma and him, just for context. Now, just to explain, like, some of the messages, towards the end, you will see me talking to somebody else, like they're kind of explaining like the conversation that they had with him on the phone. That is my big brother. The proof is in the pudding with that. I don't really know what else to say about that, but you will see. It's yeah. I know some of you might be like, well, why post this now? Well, babes, people talk about their trauma, and I want to talk about mine. Because, I mean, it happened. It's true. And I don't believe to this day that this nigga is in his right mind, because he never went to therapy. Not saying that that'll fix everything that's the fuck wrong in that nigga's brain, but it's a start, and I don't think he ever even attempted to start. And he still drinks to this day, I bet. So, yeah. But, yeah, and in between, I truthfully think that he was thinking about me in this weird way, even before he sent the super weird messages. Because yeah, you will see he used the word beautiful a lot when it came to me, and he like made a lot of weird comments. Like one of them was that is a beautiful nightgown. I had actually gotten like a little night dress, I guess. It had cats and dogs all over it. Mind you, I was a virgin also at the time. Not that that necessarily matters. I didn't lose my virginity until years later. But just for him to, you know, send me these messages, I'm a virgin and you're my biological father. Like, not that that's any particular order, but it should be. But I don't know what else to say.
All right, let's get into the messages, y'all. I think I have them. Here they go. Now, these messages are diafucking-bolical, bitch. Okay, so the first slide Wait, why is he going so quick? Hold up. Okay. So it says, hey baby, so the black is the dad. The dad says, hey baby, your hair is beautiful. It's something I want to ask you, but you have to keep it between us. And she says, thank you. And okay, I will. And he says, I want to, but I'm scared because it's inappropriate. And she says, you can ask. Hello? He said, hello. And she said, yeah. And he said, listen to what the fuck her father wrote. Y'all, I cuss so much like a sailor. I'm trying not to. We need to get the accents up. But he said, I want to give you some head. Mind you, this girl was a young teenage girl that was a virgin. Then he goes, do you know what that means? Her biological father texted her, I want to give you some head. Then she says, why? And he says, I don't know. I think you deserve it. She says, just to clarify, what do you mean by head? He said, you didn't tell your sister, did you? She said, no, I didn't know. Nobody knows. I have to pause it because it keeps going by. Nobody knows. I just want to know what you mean by head. He says, I'm scared to tell you. I just want to keep it between us two. She says, I'll keep it between us, I promise. He says, I want to lick your cat. Her biological father. She said, but why? He said, I don't know. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. She says, oof, I just really don't get why. He said, okay, I understand. Can you please erase these text messages? I'm very, very sorry. She says, yeah, no problem. But she didn't erase it. She screenshotted it. Just one more question, and I promise I will leave it alone forever. And she says, okay, what's the question? He says, do you want it? She says, want what? He says, that's okay. Sorry. She said, okay. He said, okay, baby, please erase these messages. I'm sorry. She said, okay, I will, because I'm sure she was afraid. She's in the house with him while he's texting her this, by the way. He says, okay, are you mad at me? She says, no, I'm good. He said, okay, thank you. I apologize. She says, no problem. Then he says, baby. She says, huh? He says, yes or no. He's still trying to get her to do. Oh my God. He's still, y'all. She says, no, sorry. And then he sent her $20, y'all. I guess as hush money, 20 funky ass dollars, so she won't say nothing. Then she says, okay, what's the money for? And he says, nothing. She says, okay. Then he texts her, I hope you know you are a very beautiful young lady. She says, thank you. Good morning. I don't know if this is like after or before. I don't know. And then he says, good morning. Then he goes, baby, you are very beautiful. She says, thank you. He says, okay, love you. She says, love you too. Then he texts her, baby, you are a beautiful young woman. Don't let anybody take advantage of you because you are very beautiful. She says, thank you, daddy. Once again, I don't know if this is after or before these messages. I don't know. Then he says, okay, no problem. Good morning. Good morning. And then she switches the subject. Do you know what the vacuum bags are? Then he goes, I hope you broke up with your ugly boyfriend. And she said, what you mean? He says, I'm just kidding. She's laughing. Good morning. Are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Okay, you are very beautiful. Like, why is he telling her she's so, I mean, it's not uncommon for your parents to compliment. My dad never told me I was beautiful. He told me I look all right. My father is a fucking hoot. I mean, you look all right. Like, he talks like that. But I'm sure he tells other people, you know, he brags on his kids to other people. My mom always tells me I'm beautiful, but not in this type of way. This is creeping me the fuck out. Look, okay, you are very beautiful. Like, what the fuck? He was attracted to her. He was trying to groom her. He was throwing shit at the wall to see what would stick. He wanted to see if she could keep a secret. This is all the steps to grooming. Then he tried to reward her by sending her little funky dollars. This is outrageous. Then she's like, I got you chicken. It's in the fridge. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Are you okay? That is a beautiful nightgown. That's what he's talking about. And then she says, yep, doing okay. Thank you. It has animals on it. He says, okay, cool. And then that's when they said, I hope you broke up with the ugly boyfriend. How you feeling? She says, like, fucking shit. I'm like traumatized. So I'm this is her texting her brother now. Because I think this is at the point where she told the family, you know, what was going on. Thank you, Hera. He needs a jet ride to the morgue. Thank you for the super stickers. Nasty. Well, oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. And we didn't even get to the worst of the worst yet. Because when I show y'all this other story time, it's really trigger warning, trigger warning. So she says, this is her texting her brother now. And the father, of course, tried to lie and play it off and say, oh, he don't know. And he thought he was texting his girlfriend and all of this other fucking bullshit. She goes, I'm like traumatized, but I'll be okay. I just need time to adjust my mental state. Mind you, she's still in the house, living in the house with them. She said she told her grandma and the grandma put him out, but then she kind of felt like the grandma backtracked and kind of, I don't know. So he goes, I understand. He just called me saying that he's not like that, and that what he's not like that, and that he knows that I'm mad at him, and talking about he was drinking and took a pill and was trying to text the chick that he just met. Does that sound like he was trying to text the woman he just met by saying, don't tell your sister? Why would he say don't tell your sister if he's thinking that he's texting a woman he just met? Y'all really think that he thought he was texting a woman he just met by saying don't tell your sister? Then he was like, I can holler at him if you want to. And she says, I'm in shock. So then she said, so is he trying to say it was like a mistake? So he just tapped in on our text message thread and totally didn't look at the fucking name. If that's the case, then why the fuck would he ask me if I had told my damn sister? That's how you know he ain't fucking shit. If that's the case, why the fuck did he ask me if I wanted to smoke with him? So I guess in another text thread, he was asking if she wanted to smoke. I can send you all of the SS of him preparing to the screenshots of him preparing to ask me that shit. He was building up to it. Look, and then she said, look, she circled like, did you tell? You didn't tell your sister, did you? Look. Because why are you saying that to a woman you think you talking to a woman that you just met? And even if you are drunk, what the fuck? I wouldn't give a fuck what mental state you're in. Who thinks to text something like that to their fucking kid? I don't care if you was drunk, high, out your fucking mind. That is something that you think about. And you've been fantasizing about your fucking daughter, you nasty, perverted piece of shit. And then the brother says, damn, you caught him red-handed. Did you tell your sister? Man, come on. Then he said he was texting that new girl to see if she could come and pick him up. And she says exactly, like, you should have been texting that bitch all along, not your fucking daughter. And he says exactly. Then he gonna tell me I can believe him if I want to. Then I told my mom what happened and that you can believe him. She said the proof is here. And then she said, what did she say? Exactly, that she was in shock and couldn't believe it. And this is just fucking disgusting. Like, I mean, y'all can pause to read the rest of this if you want to. I'll remove that. And he's just basically saying he was trying to text a woman and he didn't mean to do that. And she said, is he really fucking trying to make me a liar, making it seem like this was all a misunderstanding? Because he basically saying, oh, it's a misunderstanding. And she said, are you kidding me? I'm going to be emotionally scarred for the rest of my life, of my fucking life, because of not only him, but my mother too. Because allegedly, well, not allegedly, but she said in another video that I didn't see, but I skimmed through the comments, that her mom was abusive. And that's why she moved in with her grandmother, her father's mother, and her father, because her mother was abusive to her. So not only did she have an abusive mom, she went over and started getting, like, this is abuse. Yes, he didn't physically do anything to her, and unfortunately this wouldn't hold up in court because it's just text messages, but this is some type of mental and emotional abuse. Like, what the fuck type of shit is this? What would y'all consider this? Would y'all consider this abuse? And if so, tell me, what type of abuse would you consider this? Because I really don't have the words, but I need to know, what do y'all consider this? And then she says, why the fuck would he do this shit when I was still living with my mom? I was constantly texting him about how I was ready to get away from her. And that's the story. So what y'all got to say? He a lying, sick PEDO. Yep, sounds like a loving father to me. That sounds like a loving father. Are you a troll? This must be a troll. Alicia Renee 704. Are you a troll? Incest. Okay, show. Potential grooming. That's what I probably. I feel like it's like grooming, mental and emotional. It's abuse, mental, emotional, spiritual. Okay. No excuses. That part, YouTube. Miss M. Yeah, this is not. That ain't no fucking misunderstanding. Talking about I was just trying to text some girl I just met. No, the fuck you wasn't. Not that long ass text thread, and then intentionally saying, "Don't tell your sister." Why would you say don't tell your sister? Why would you say that if you think you're talking to somebody else? And he's not even texting. Like sometimes when you impaired, he was trying to groom. I agree. Because if you're impaired and you're under the influence, sometimes even when you text, your texting is kind of like a little off. You get what I'm saying? Like you're not texting as cohesive as that motherfucking piece of trash was. He knew everything he was doing. He was wrong. And if she would have been like, okay, then he would have proceeded to do whatever the fuck it is that he actually really wanted to do. If she was okay, if she would have allowed him to. That's fucked up. All right, let's see what Amberella said. This is mental, emotional, spiritual, and psychological abuse. It will hold up in court if the screenshots align the date and the time of phone records. A simple subpoena would show the truth. Damn. Okay, and I was trying to understand why the mom wasn't checking the daughter's phone. That's crazy because the mother was abusive. She escaped her mother's house to go and live with her dad's side. Very similar to Ashley Brown and Trina Braxton. Oh, yes. And then Trina had to never say he not here to defend himself. Like, you funky dog head ass bitch. It's probably been doing 6 like yes, Indica. I agree. He was spanking her while she was sexy. Probably I would talking about that a nice nightgown, like a beautiful gown. What? Now, it is not uncommon for a dad to compliment his daughter. I'm not going to say that your father can't say, oh, you're pretty or you're beautiful, you look gorgeous. But the way that he was saying it and in the context was very fucking inappropriate and creepy. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't give a damn. No, I'm a troll, just have an open mind. I don't have no fucking open mind. Took him out like, no. It sounds like a mother. You a freaky ass troll. Get your freaky ass out of my comment section if you think that's loving. To ask your daughter to give them head. That's horrible for her to leave and one harbor to another. Exactly. Imagine the trauma. There's a line that every adult knows you just don't do in most moral code for adulthood. Hello. I lost respect for Trina, low vibrational. Not low vibrational. Oh my God. Yeah, and why wouldn't he just tell her that when he saw her, but you want to text it, yeah, okay, creep that part. And she said that he would never say stuff like that to her in her face. He would just text her shit like that. Like, oh, you're so beautiful. You're just so beautiful. Like, because he know that he know that he's dead wrong. As obviously most of the chat has been abused. How has most of the chat been abused? And the father asks his daughter to lick her fucking coochie, you dizzy, dumb bitch. You're getting blocked. You're getting blocked. We're talking about you out, bitch. You're out forever. Scram, you creepy, freaky asshole. What the fuck is wrong with people? We've been abused because we're fucking saying that it's absolutely deplorable and criminal for a father to actually lick his daughter's coochie. It's a bunch of sickos in the fucking world. I look, sicko fucking sicko. Creepy, freaky ass bitch. I don't got time for that. Talking about sickos, child. This fucking. I'm just gonna let y'all hear it. Like this shit. This story is very, very tragic. This is a major trigger warning. Major trigger warning. But I feel like we need to share this. So I'm gonna play it. And
so let me take you back. This started around 7th.
So this is a story time of how I ended up pregnant with my dad's baby.
Grade. And around this time, So let me take you back. This started around 7th grade. And around this time, me and my family became homeless because apartments we were living in no longer accepted Section 8. So from this point on, we go to a shelter and we're there for months. When I tell you months and months on end. And we finally find a duplex up north in Colorado. So that meant I had to start a new school.
So her parents were African. And I'm saying this, a lot of Africans say they come here and they don't get no type of assistance and they act like they're just doing so much better than everybody else. That's a blatant lie. Her parents had Section 8 voucher, and the apartment that they was originally living in, they could no longer live there. Her dad is from Mali, and her mom is from a country called Burundi, which is the poorest country in Africa.
And in this area, it was predominantly white. So I stuck out in the wrong way, it felt like, for me. And it would be around this time that things at home got even worse. My mom had a miscarriage. My dad blamed her. And because of that, their marriage started to crumble. And my mom started picking up shifts. Like, she was barely home. She was always sleeping if she was home. And the dynamics of the house started changing. So I started bearing the... So let me...
Big little fat fucking...
Oh, wait, no, my bad, y'all.
So let me take you back.
So this girl's name is Asutan 82. This is her profile, and that was part 1, and let's get to part 2.
As I assumed more responsibilities in the household, I ended up having to do a lot more things at home because my mom just wasn't really physically present. She was always asleep when she was in the house, which was cool at the time. You know, I didn't mind taking care of my siblings, but I just didn't have a social life, if that makes sense. So that's when things with my dad escalated. At first, he would ask me for massages at night, and this slowly started to turn into like a nightly thing. And this would happen when my mom was asleep, my siblings were asleep, and it was really late in the night where it was like nobody really was going to wake up. And then it started with his back, and then it slowly went towards his legs, and then closer and closer to parts that I just didn't want to touch. Then one night he called me into the kitchen while everybody was asleep, and he made sure everybody... As I assumed... He called me into the kitchen and my heart dropped.
Mind you, she was 13 years old. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning.
I didn't really know what to expect. It was dark, the lights weren't on, and when I walk into the kitchen, I see a tub of Vaseline. And he was in his boxers, so I didn't really know what was going on until he picked me up and put me on the counter. And that's when we had... It was definitely premeditated. Like, he purposely planned this. And it was something that, looking back, I see there was like so many red flags that were happening that the people around me just weren't aware of. And it was because he put on a good front. Everybody knew him as a friendly person. So it wasn't something that I really knew that was wrong at the time. He called me into the kitchen and my heart dropped. For context, guys, I'm first generation African here. My parents are all directly from Africa. I didn't realize how evil my parents were until this situation progressed. So we're going to go back to the kitchen, guys. So after he's done penetrating me, I noticed that he waits for me to go back into my room. And I'm walking down the hallway, trying not to wake up my siblings. I might as well just have to go along with it because I didn't think that I had a voice. Nobody was going to listen to me. So we're going to go towards one of the week. He calls me into his room and I close the door behind me. It's dark. I don't really see his face. He asked me to come right next to him. And me being hesitant because the last time he penetrated me. So I'm thinking this is going to be the same situation. So I proceed to slide in the bed. I'm right next to him and I notice he's completely naked. And he has his phone out, and on his phone, he has porn. And he's basically telling me to look at.
Wait, Talia said we shouldn't dress seductive around our dads. Cover up, ladies. Dads shouldn't be looking at their children in a seductive manner or in a sexual manner, period. I'm really over this victim blaming bullshit. I do think that you should be dressed appropriately no matter where the fuck you at, period. But I don't think because of how you're dressed warrants abuse of any fucking kind. Period. Like, you should be safe around your father. Why are we not telling men to fucking control themselves and to not be perverted and fucking demonic and predators?
The porn and see what they're doing, and he's telling me what he likes and what he wants me to do. And me being 13 around this time, I never really experienced watching porn or anything. It was at this point that my mom walks into the room. Mind you, she was cooking in the kitchen, and so she entered the room, and the words that came out of her mouth was that I'm going to find out what y'all are doing. And instead of her, turning on the lights, trying to see what's going on,
her mother walked in and said, I'm going to find out what y'all doing, and walked the fuck back out. Her mother failed her, and that bitch should be locked the fuck up somewhere too.
She exited the room. Like, she has to know. She has to know. For example, I would be taking a shower before school, and he would interrupt my shower and hop in the shower with me and begin to violate me again. And this would happen every time that I would hop in the shower. There wasn't a shower that I
Yes, her biological dad
really had that he wasn't involved in. And then wanting to send nudes. And this would happen quite frequently, sometimes before school, sometimes in the evening, before he would violate me again. There would just be different instances, and it increasingly got worse and worse. It even got to the point where I stopped walking my siblings to school because he would want to violate me at home. So my body belonged to him. I didn't have any say of what I wanted to do with my body, what I really wanted to wear, all of that stuff. And I know some of y'all are wondering, if I had any friends around this time. And I feel friends I had around me knew me as a grasshead. Things to me. There was an instance where I couldn't even invite anybody over to my house because, my dad is a weirdo, and I'm not going to invite anybody over knowing that my dad does all this. But I really couldn't trust the people that I called friends with what was going on because of the stuff that they would do to me. It just showed that they didn't even like me either. So, I'm around an abusive household, friends that don't really like me. So I'm feeling very alone in this situation. I started smoking grass to deal with everything that was going on at home. And because of this, my dad found this out, and he used that as a manipulation method. He would give me weed so he could violate me because he knew that I would smoke it and I would take it. So it was more of this.
Wait, Mr. Marcus, are you saying that you think she's lying? She's not lying.
Really weird reward system.
Are you saying that it's unbelievable that her father would do this? Because he actually did it. Like, she put up the documents of him being arrested, and she showed the baby that she had, and you could see the stretch marks on her stomach. Like, this is fucking disgusting.
If he violates me, then I get weed. And so it turned out to be something that happened quite frequently, which also confused me because my mom did not approve of me smoking grass. And so I would get in trouble for smoking grass, and it was weird seeing him switch up. It was like, how are you going to give me grass and then also in the same breath be on the same side with my mom to, ground me and make sure that I don't leave the house and just little stuff like that. It was during these years that my dad isolated me. So I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to have any social contact with anybody. Because of what he was doing, I decided to start ditching class. I just didn't want to go to school anymore. I didn't have the motivation. I didn't care enough. And so eventually the school calls my parents and tells them that I've missed a lot of school, that I'm going to be in ISS. And, you know, I'm sitting in the office waiting for my parents to come because it's just procedure. My mom comes in crying, bawling, saying that I'm a terrible daughter, that all I care about is smoking weed.
Her mother should be under a fucking jail cell rotting somewhere because she allowed this to go on. There's no way on God's green earth you have a child that's just acting out for no fucking reason. The father is laying in a bed with your daughter under the covers, and you're not like questioning what the fuck is going on. Now, I'm not saying, because they like to say, oh, you got trauma, you got trauma. It is not unheard of for a small child to sleep with their father. But a 13-year-old and no other siblings is around, and it's pitch black, and you just come in and you say, I'm gonna see what y'all doing, and then you walk out, and then he's getting in the shower with her, and you have no fucking idea what's going on. Send the flood. The father too, of course. The father did get arrested, and the way this panned out really made me so fucking angry. I gotta just let y'all keep watching, because
and this and that, and it was just basically making it seem like I was a badass child, which I wasn't. I was being manipulated. My father was graping me a lot, and to the point where he would start handing me pregnancy tests. And this happened early as I can remember, from 14, I believe. And it was because there was no protection that was being used. But I do remember him handing me the pregnancy test and telling me to pee on the stick. Because of my dad graping me, I became very hypersexual, and I didn't know anything about consent at this time. So I ended up getting essayed at the library by guys who were just taking advantage of me. And I didn't know anything was wrong because this is already normalized at home. So I never said anything about it until it was something that really bothered me. I couldn't sleep. I was having.
Who said that this was normal? And anybody who's trying to attempt to make this normal? Who's attempting to make this normal? What the fuck are you talking about? This is horrific. I don't give a fuck if this only happened one time. This is a tragedy.
Really bad complex PTSD.
And I just showed you another video of a father asking to go down on his daughter. That's 2 videos within a span of a goddamn hour that I literally just showed you.
In an attempt to deflect everything that was going on at home, when I did finally come out and say that something did happen at the library, I was blamed for it by my mom. She said that I was wearing the wrong clothes, that I was, you know, doing all the things that you would just not say to a child that just got essayed. Around this time, my mom starts becoming more mean to me. And
that's because she knew exactly what was going on, and she started to resent the daughter for her husband violating her instead of protecting her fucking child.
I mean, walking into the bathroom and calling me ugly while I was getting ready for school, just trying to make my life a little bit more difficult, telling me to do chores at weird times, saying that I was too close to my dad, to the point where they would get into arguments because my mom would argue that I was too close to him and that he allowed me to do more things.
No, she knew what he was doing, and that's why they was arguing. Instead of her actually saying something because she didn't want to break up her funky ass family, she allowed it to continue, but she tried to make it about something. Oh, you too close. No, you know that he's doing what the fuck he was doing.
Things, and it was just coming from a place of jealousy now looking back, because it was like, why do you feel these ways? Like, it was around this time that I was finally allowed to start going to the library. And I would be there from the moment I got out from school to when the library would close, because I was not trying to be home. I didn't want to be there. So I ended up experiencing with substances with people who were around me because I was trying to numb the pain of what was going on at home. I wanted to find a solution that would help me get through it. Because how I already felt about me smoking weed, she decides to drug test me. And of course, it came positive that I was smoking weed. Duh. I wasn't going to stop. And so they both decided that I needed to stay home and to make sure that at least one parent was home, and usually ended up being my dad.
Of course, just continue to put her in fucking harm's way. Ugh.
And this happened progressively for the next couple months because they couldn't trust me, and I was a trouble kid. The whole time, my mom was just trying to make sure the abuse stayed in the family. And it was really evident because why aren't you letting me leave the house, but you're letting my siblings leave the house? And my siblings are younger than me. So it just didn't make sense with the actions that she was taking against me. Before I start this story time, I want to thank everybody for sending me kind messages and those who share those experiences in the comments. Like, y'all are very sweet. I definitely feel like this story is going to help a lot of people out there. So I'm going to get to it. So we're going to start in 2020. That's where I met my first boyfriend. We're going to call him Larry. Larry and I spent a lot of time together. I would be constantly sneaking out to go see him. And around this time, I had a job. So it made it very easy for me to, quote unquote, go into work. And I was really just going to see Larry. I didn't really care about that job, to be honest with you. And it was around this time that I wanted to experience my own body autonomy. I didn't really know what that meant for me at the time. So the best thing that I could do was get piercings. And I got a lot of piercings back then. And they both knew what was going on. But the fact that I got piercings, like, it made them even more strict with me, but I just didn't care at this point. Like, I didn't care. It grounded me. Like, I would still sneak out. Like, their rules meant nothing to me. So this is the year of when COVID and everything happened. And around, I believe it was March 2020 is when we switched to virtual schooling. Around this time, the abuse got worse. And to the point where I didn't know if I could leave the house or not. My mom was working a lot of shifts. Like, when I mean, like, back to
Of course, she was working a lot because she didn't want to fucking deal with what was going on in her house. And your father is a fucking demonic ass piece of trash. Like, goddamn.
back shifts. She would get home, around the morning time and then go in maybe a couple hours later. So she was even less home. So, like, she didn't really matter at that point. Like, she was just barely there. So it would just be me and my dad alone in the house a lot of the times. My siblings would always be at the rec center because they, have friends out there. My brother would be playing basketball. My sister would be playing with their friends over there. And that's just what that was. At that point, they were old enough to go places by themselves. So the majority of the time, it would just be me and my dad at the house. One of these days, I'm walking into the living room. When I enter the living room, my parents are both just sitting there. And my mom asked me, if I had my nipples pierced. And of course, me denying it because I didn't wear any really revealing shirts at the time. So there was no way you could really see that I had my nipples
She knew because your father knew.
pierced unless you seen me naked. Like, let's be real. And so I got in trouble for that. They were like, you have to take it out. Like, it's against, purity standards, this, that, and the third.
Against purity standards? Oh.
And I did not do that. I just did not care, guys. So the abuse ensued. And I'm pretty sure it was because of how my mom was being towards my dad, I guess. Because from what it seemed like for me, like, she wanted him to force me to him out. And
it definitely seemed like he didn't have a job because why the fuck the mother's working all of these shifts and he's just got all the fucking free time in the world to be in a house? Like,
and this is something that escalated the abuse even more because my mom would be just angry at him. So we're going to skip forward a couple months. So I'm working part-time at this job. I'm seeing Larry constantly. Things at the house are as quote-unquote normal as they always have been. And one of these days that I'm at work, I'm thinking to myself, prior to this, I'm on Google doing research. Something isn't feeling right. I just know the things that are going on at home are just not normal. and me searching into like articles and stuff, because I'm just a very logical person when it comes to stuff. So I just have to do my research about things. I have to know like the psychology of things. And so I'm reading articles about people who also gone through similar things as me. And it was at this time, almost to the end of my shift, I get a text message from, we're going to call him Luke. Luke was a friend that I had at a time. You know, we'd always go to kickbacks, we would drink. Luke was cool. And around this time, me and Larry didn't really talk as much. I just had a lot of stuff going on, and I just really emotionally and physically couldn't really be there. So me and Larry just really just talked time to time, and I think we really just remained friends at this point. This was the moment that I wanted to run away. I don't know what was the starting point of it, but I really thought about it, and I was like, I just don't have to do this anymore. Like, this just doesn't have to be my reality anymore. So I end up going to this kickback with Luke. We have a grand old time. We end up staying in these motels for about a week or two. And he ends up paying for them, thankfully. And at the end of all this, because, you know, motels are expensive, and we were both just kids at the time. So it was.
Okay, I want to kind of, because her stories, they're very, very long. So we're going to try to like move it along a little bit. So she ends up going to stay with Luke's aunt. She ran away for a couple of weeks. She stays with Luke's aunt. And then let's skip to here.
So we ended the last story for when I enter my aunt's house. And while I'm there, things are a little bit hostile, and I don't believe any of this was my fault. I was really depressed, and I didn't really have any motivation to really get up. I was just like laying in bed all day.
Oh wait, no, we got,
and
because I don't think I think in this part she talks about how she was.
So I'm at the house.
So she goes back home, and then because her mother was like calling and calling, you know, because she ran away. She was gone for like a couple of weeks. Her mom is calling, trying to find her. She gets back to the house because she was like, I miss my bed. And she's a kid at this point. She's still like a young teenager. So she goes home, and this is what happens when she gets home.
I walk in. It's just my mom there. And so I end up just sitting on the couch and telling her what's going on. It was at this point she started getting angry with me, and she was like, my husband would never do that. You're making things up. Knowing the way that this conversation's already going, I know that she's not going to listen to me. So I end up just trying to go upstairs. And as I'm going upstairs, she drags my legs down. Like,
so her mother berates her, calls her a liar, and then starts to physically assault her after she told her what her husband had been doing.
She starts getting physical with me, and she's like, you can't leave this house, and like just starts going crazy on me. Like, I start pushing her down the stairs because she's literally trying to make it seem like I'm gonna like fall down the stairs, and I just did not like that. So she ends up calling the cops on me. And on the phone call, she describes me as this hostile teenager who doesn't want to listen and is trying to be like physically violent with her. I'm sitting on the staircase waiting for the police to come because in my mind, I'm thinking this is an opportunity for me to say something. This is the time for me to actually say what's going on at home, and, you know, maybe I can have a solution. Maybe something can be better of this. My mom is screaming at me. She's being an asshole. That's literally how she's been. I just not even talking to her. I'm just sitting on the stairs, cool, calm, and collected. One of the police officers comes to the door and knocks and asks to enter the door. And so my mom lets them in. And when they let them in, she starts to say her side of the story, that I'm being violent, that I ran away. And I'm telling them that I need to talk to them outside because somebody's going to listen to me. And if it's not the person who's going to be my parent, it's going to be a person of authority. So as I'm telling the police officers what's happening, I can hear one of the female officers giggle. And that in itself.
And then a female officer giggled. Oh my God, this is just.
pissed me off at the time, but it wasn't something that I was really thinking of. I just really wanted to get out of the situation. Anytime child abuse is reported, a child welfare person is sent to the house. And so that's what happened. I ended up having to be in the cop car across from the house, and the social worker went in to talk to my mom. My siblings just got home from the rec center at this point, so I could only imagine what was happening. And shortly after the caseworkers in the house, I see my dad's car pull in front of the house, and I duck in the back of the police car. I do not want him to see me. I can see my dad trying to enter the front door, and then my social worker is there. And I don't know what conversation that they were having until afterwards. And so I just see him leave the house. The social worker tells me that it's okay to come out, and so I end up going back to the house. And my mom has to sign some agreements and things for my safety for me to stay there. The overall agreement stated that my dad was not allowed inside the property, but that he could park on the curbside, which was problematic in itself. After the social worker left, I felt like I was safe again, maybe. I didn't really know. Without my dad in the house, it just felt a lot more peaceful. However, my mom started being an asshole to me. And she started blaming me for changing the dynamic of the family. I needed to lie and say that my dad didn't do anything, and just spewing a lot of stuff out from her mouth because it was coming from a place of guilt, if we're being honest. For about a week or two, it's just really hostile in the house. One thing being that since my dad was allowed to be on the curbside, every day, I think it was around noon, my siblings and my mom would literally go out and talk to my dad. And um, yeah, they would just conversate with that man. And I would be on the top floor so I could see them doing that. And that gave me brain damage. I can't even hold you guys. Knowing that my mom didn't support me and the only reason that my dad wasn't in the house was because of my social worker, yeah, I didn't really want to talk to anybody. Mind you guys, I'm still working at this job. And so I've been calling in for the scheduled shifts that I have because I'm just not able to go into work. One of the days, I really just want to leave the house, but I'm not able to. My mom at this point was just keeping me in the house. Like, she did not want me to exit the house. I feel like it was like a form of punishment in her head. And I wanted to go to work, and that was just something that I wanted to do. My mom ends up calling the cops as soon as I try to exit the house. And because I was a minor at the time, they were like, what your mom says goes. So I end up just going back into my room. And the next couple weeks were hell. I stayed in my room the majority of the time because I just did not want to deal with my mom. And I would just really go downstairs when they weren't around, or, when they were around a corner, just to sneak food upstairs because I just really did not want to be around my mom. She was just being very.
Her mother was a terrible, terrible fucking woman. And this is why, like, I'm really fucking pissed off at the dad, and I'm also equally pissed off at the mom because.
So I texted her to come to the house because, like, my mom was being fucking insane.
So this is the her friend's aunt that she's talking about right now that came to get her.
As I'm packing my bags up in the room, my mom tells my siblings to stack up suitcases against the door so I can't leave. And mind you, these are full suitcases. They all have clothes in them and whatnot. But that wasn't going to stop me. So I knocked those suitcases out the way, and the aunt texted me that she was downstairs. My mom is over here trying to make a scene, saying that she's going to call the cops on her and this and that. Y'all.
Now, I agree, Jesse. In this case, I should have been called. I don't give a damn. Her mother didn't deserve citizenship. Her father damn sure didn't. But what the father did in the end, he was. I don't want to spoil it. I need y'all to I'm gonna just let y'all watch.
This lady gave no F's. She was like, "Call the cops. Go ahead." And my mom didn't do nothing. She told me that she would be there, and she showed up for me. And she told my mom that she would take me. Like, you're not treating her right. Like, so that night I left and I went back to the aunt's house. My social workers know how insane my mom was. But to like, oh, you could just stick it out every.
Just stick it out after this bitch enabled this fucking monster to fucking violate. And then the nerve of the mother to fucking be nasty toward the daughter and continue to subject her to abuse.
Thing. And then in the back of my mind, this just wasn't going to be a thing. Like, there was just no way that this was going to be a thing. And I forgot to mention, prior to this, I went to the clinic, and because of all the symptoms I was experiencing, I went to the clinic and I got tested, and I found out I was pregnant. So this is a crucial detail of the story. The aunt also knew I was pregnant once I went into the car. Like, I didn't tell anybody what was happening. I didn't even tell my social workers up until this. So we ended the last story for when I enter my aunt's house. And while I'm there, things are a little bit hostile, and I don't believe any of this was my fault. I was really depressed, and I didn't really have any motivation to really get up. I was just like laying in bed all day. And something I noticed is that bothered my aunt a lot. And instead of just like being there emotionally, she started like yelling at me and like kind of was just like, you need to get out of this depression. And it was a lot. And mind you, I'm not really related to this aunt as just, a close family friend that wanted to take me in. And I know some of y'all are probably wondering what happened with like my rest of the family. And essentially, this was the last resort. The rest of the family was basically like I would just like mess up their family dynamic, and they didn't want to house me at all. Which at the time I was like, I felt like a burden. I was like, oh, my situation's too much for people to take in. And that was just the mindset that I had during that time. One of the weeks I'm staying, my cousin ends up getting COVID. So my aunt suggests to go quarantine over at her best friend's house.
We gotta move this along because I want to open the call lines, and this is like very long. Her story is like 9 minutes each video.
And he gets charged with, incest.
So her dad did get arrested. He got charged with incest and child endangerment. She's about to run down the list.
Violation of a minor. Just all these different charges were stacked up against him. And his bond ended up being $100,000, which was something I was really excited about because I was like, oh, he's never going to get out. Like, that's a bond where it's just like, that's pretty high. Like, I don't know anybody who could pay that off. Shortly after he went to jail, my mom posted a GoFundMe that was taken down immediately. Thank God. She basically,
her mother posted a GoFundMe to get that man out of jail. Her mother is just as fucking guilty as him. I don't give a damn.
In the description was saying that I lied on her husband and that she needed money to raise him out of jail and this and that. And it was ridiculous, guys. I could not tell you how hurt I was. Mind you, I had to figure out all this information by myself because I am a minor and I was not allowed to know the information that was going on in my own case. And I think they were trying to prevent me from being distressed, but I know myself, and I feel like the more information that was presented to me, that I would have been more comfortable and I wouldn't have been as helpful as my foster parents were. They were also religious. And this also low-key kind of traumatized me because I used to be Mormon and I left the church. And so they were Mormon and they were trying to sue. And while all of this is happening, he ends up cutting off his ankle monitor.
So the mother was able to raise the money to bail him out, and they let this motherfucker out on house arrest.
And goes missing. So we don't know where dad is. DA calls me. They don't know where he is. My mom is missing these court meetings. So everybody's just kind of in a floozy. Nobody knows what's happening truly. And I'm really just trying to focus on myself. We skip to the day that I go into labor, the day I give birth. I end up, it was a very chill day, but it was very much winter. It was a heavy snowstorm. I believe the date was March 15th of 2021. I end up
having to, you know, go to the ambulance, and the ambulance is taking fucking forever. And I'm in pain. I don't know what's going on. As soon as I get to the hospital, I'm excited to see the nurses that I've had on my team for a while. They were all very supportive, and it was all the nurses that were there for mostly all the appointments that I had. So it had like a sense of relief for me at that time. Knowing I had all these women on my team gave me an easy delivery, and I went natural for birth because as soon as I went in, DNA testing only takes a couple of weeks. So within weeks, we have the results. And the results come that my dad is the father. But the way that his lawyer was working, they tried to slow down the case and essentially say that the test was tampered with. So I had to do this 2-3 more times before anything could really be finalized. During this time, the baby is a couple months older. I'm getting accustomed to this, but also in the back of my mind, something isn't feeling right.
He said I look like a brat doll.
If you stuck me this far, then thank you. So, for clarification, my mom knew everything that was going on. She just was denying everything. Like, she got court documentation proving everything that she was reading was, you know, real. Nonetheless, let's get back to the story. So, I believe I left off of the adoption. So, it's adoption day. We'll skip to.
So after a few months, she decided that she couldn't be a mom, so she decided to give the baby up for adoption.
That I believe it was maybe May. I'd like to say that it was later in 2021, and the day of her adoption was a very emotional process. I had maybe a good hour with her before they took her to her new family. It ended up being a closed adoption, something that I was more comfortable with, and I just wanted to make sure that she would have a good life. After she was taken to adoption and she was out of the house, I then started to apply for jobs, looking for jobs. The court proceedings are still the same. He was still locked up at this point, and there wasn't really any change in the case as far as I knew. And during this time, because I got a lot of questions, my siblings weren't allowed to see me. My mom kind of used that as a playing field. I wasn't able to see my siblings for a good.
So Jessie says disgusting Africans, not all. She's specifically talking about, let me just and she says, what country are they from? So the dad is from Mali and the mother is from Burundi. So I believe Mali is a West African, and I think Burundi is an East African country.
2 to 4 years, and it was really hard during that time trying to communicate with them and trying to keep up with what they had going on as well. Like I said, I was working 2 jobs actually, and during this time,
she never really said her age. I don't know how old she was, but I feel like she probably was 15. She couldn't have been no more than 16 because it started happening when she was 13, and then she talked about COVID, and then she said she had got a job. So I think she was probably 15 or 16. I think that's just my guess. I don't know.
I just wanted to pour all my effort into just working and just getting out of the foster care system and getting my first apartment. So we're going to jump to.
Well, Jessie said, I can say this, LJ. I'm half Nigerian. They are discussing Africans. You know, I seen a video of this African woman crying out about child marriages in African countries. And she listed Nigeria as one of them, Somali as one of them. She listed like 3 other countries. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but she definitely listed Nigeria. And also a Nigerian man said they were basically trafficking, Nigerians themselves were trafficking their children into slavery and like selling their kids to other wealthier families to essentially be slaves. And it's just really fucking sad.
Halfway into 2022, my dad gets released on ankle. And this was something that I was a little bit confused of because I was like, how?
So the first time they let him off, he cut the ankle monitor off. They found him. The mother was hiding him. I don't understand how the mother is not in jail. She was fucking harboring a fucking fugitive. He cut the ankle monitor off and he was hiding in their boiler room. That's what she said. I know I skipped past him a little bit. So then he went to jail. He bailed out again. They let him out again on house arrest to await his trial. Why the fuck the system failed her as well? Because why would they let him out again? What's up, Norris?
Are you guys going to release him on ankle when he escaped the first time? I digress. At this point, I've saved up a lot of money, so I'm able to start looking for apartments. I end up finding one that's within my budget, and it's quote unquote my dream apartment. As far as everything that's going on for me, everything's going well. The case is a whole nother thing, but I try to just focus on myself and just try to get myself to accomplish goals that I've set for myself. At this point, I haven't really heard anything about the case because there's not really any progression that's happening. But I am told, I believe, a day or two before I moved in that they were going to sentence my dad 40 to life, I believe is what the DA told me. Life is looking up. My dad's going to be prosecuted. I can start my own life. So things are going well, or so I thought. The day I move, I get a call from the DA, and the DA tells me verbatim, your dad's escaped and we can't find him. What was meant to be a happy day turned into a sob fest because I was just more confused. You know, I was excited. Finally moved into my first apartment, not really thinking too much about my dad, my family, and all that situation. The DA essentially told me to just start living my life and to just kind of forget about the case was how it felt and how I perceived the message that they were saying to me. I should add that they never did find him at all. About a couple months go in and there's just no word. Like the case really just has ended. Like they don't know where he's at. They've looked through my mom's place. Like they don't know where this man is. I'm talking to my siblings and I'm finding out that my mom still has contact with my dad. And me being nosy, I'm asking, do you know where he's at? Like, where is he? From what my siblings said, he escaped to Africa. And that's where he's been for the past 4 or 5 years. I didn't get the justice I deserved. He ended up escaping, and that was just pretty much the end of that. To answer the questions that people might have, since I went through a closed adoption, I still do get pictures and updates from the child from time to time. And today she'd be around 5 years old. I should add, my mom still to this day doesn't believe me. I tried rekindling things with my mom, thinking that we could talk about things, but she's still in the same mindset of that ruined her family. That's just what she's been telling herself for all these years. As far as my siblings, it's kind of the topic we don't talk about. And that's just due to everybody's comfort but my own. And that's why I felt like I really had to share my story. It's something that I feel like has built the person who I am today. I appreciate everyone who tuned in and listened to my story. Hopefully I can be able to get it out, maybe write a book. Who knows what the future holds for me. And for those who DM me about their personal experiences, you are heard. And if you feel like you have nobody, you have me.
Ooh, that was very, very, very. I don't even know what to say, but let me drop the link. Y'all can chime in. Everybody got 5 minutes to speak their piece because this went a little longer than I expected. But very heavy. Okay, let me pin the link. Once again, 5 minutes to speak your piece. No, don't. I know I cussed a lot about this, but try to limit the profanity. If anybody want to hit the link, you're more than welcome to do so. After this, I'm going to cook me up some chicken and make me a taco. I'm hungry. What y'all saying up in here? Girl, that's the saddest thing I've heard in a very long time. I'm so sad for her. I pray she gets the healing that she deserves. I agree. That's why I had to keep telling y'all, you know, trigger warning, trigger warning. But I just, you know, with all of the things that is going on in the world today and in America with immigrants and stuff like that, and it's not me saying that every African immigrant is doing these horrific things to their children, or I'm not saying that, but I do think that people like him, the fact that he's self-deported, he didn't even deserve to be able to go back to Africa. His ass should have fucking been locked under jail. But I think that her mom should be deported. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I feel like her mother should be deported. Am I the only one that thinks this? Should her mother be able to like still get assistance from the fucking government, still get Section 8, still be able to work, still be able to walk around freely and live a better life than I'm sure she would have lived in Burundi, because she comes from one of the poorest fucking countries in the world? She should fucking be deported. Somebody need to call ICE on her mother, and I don't give a fuck. I said it. And then that lady have the nerve to have other kids. Those kids are not safe in her fucking care, because say she get another man and move that man in there, and something happens to her kid, she's not gonna fucking make sure that they're safe. She should be deported. A bitch like that should be able to fucking live off of the government. I don't give a fuck. But the street interviewer was probably trying to expose the degenerate nature of male. Oh, I seen that before. I think he was in a Caribbean country. I think he was in Guyana. I seen that. I know what you're talking about, Barella. Absolutely, the F now she needs to go. Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck? She gets to just be here while her daughter is fucking utterly traumatized for the rest of her fucking life. And that girl is a strong girl. The fact that she could even say what happened to her, it just makes me like, when I first saw the first video, I started crying. I was like, I cannot fucking believe this. And her mother has the nerve to fucking have Section 8 above citizens that's not fucking having their children in horrific, dire fucking situations like that. There's so many mothers, American citizen mothers, that's literally struggling, that could fucking use whatever type of assistance that funky bitch is getting. Send her to fucking, like God's anointed, deport her to hell, but nonetheless. Now, this is when I'm advocating for deportation, bitch. Call ICE, call the fucking ICE trucks. And I know, and people was like, oh, weaponizing ICE is terrible. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, y'all. I don't care. Like, anybody could feel any type of fucking way they want to. I don't give a fuck. With the husband able to get Section 8. Yeah, the mother said, the daughter said he has Section 8. Both of them are immigrants. Things are different when you have immigration status or refugee status or whatever the fuck. Like, literally, you didn't hear the beginning of the story? The daughter said, we had to go into a shelter because we got kicked out of where we was living. It was no longer accepting our Section 8 voucher. She said that at the beginning of the video. Her mom is a menace to society. She needs to go to low-class filth. I called ICE on a nail salon in Massachusetts because they were rough. What's up, Layla? I feel like people like that needs to get ICE called on them. I don't care. That mother, the father self-deported his funky ass back to Africa. Her mother needs to go too. She don't deserve to be here and live off the fruits of the labor of our ancestors, bitch. Somebody need to call ICE on that bitch. I don't care. people like that. Mm-mm. Didn't used to be. I know plenty men with women on Section 8. They couldn't even keep shoes in the house. Well, he was able to live there, and the police knew that he was there. She didn't lose her voucher, so I don't think that applied to these people. Trying to figure out how he escaped back to Africa. I want to know that too, Kathy. How the fuck he was able to get on a plane? But you know they be scamming. He probably was able to use somebody else's passport. They be lying, scamming. They got a lot of fucking tricky ways that they could do shit. Same way they be able to get their funky asses up in the country illegally. They know ways to go back legally or legally or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't see shit funny. He needs to be locked the fuck up. That part. And dang, you use a cuss word. I didn't even. I don't know, y'all. But ain't nobody click up. I'ma get out here. I might come back and just open call lines again. Thank you all for the super stickers. We will do another StreamYard live stream tomorrow. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I know this was very heavy. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. They both need to get the bricks beat off them. Everybody failed that girl. Everybody in her family wouldn't take her in. The family was fucking side. You was about to call. Okay, Amberella, hit it. The family sided with the fucking father. Yeah, husband and wife would be on Section 8. Yeah. They want to say how Black American men like me ain't no good bullshit. Some Black American men ain't shit either, because I just showed y'all a girl who's Black. I don't know if he was Black American. I can't even say that. But whose father, she seemed American, whose father was asking to lick her vagina. Ooh. What's up, Amberella?
Evening, Love Jones. Evening, Love Bug in the chat.
We got to think about these topics.
So the first one, I really wish they would just leave us alone, because honestly, we don't care nothing about what anybody do with what's in their britches. We don't care. They stay with our names in their mouth, and we got other things to worry about. Like our rights being restricted right now. The second one and the third one, both the fathers need to just be under the jail. It's sick and disgusting that the father escaped to Africa in the third one. And everybody involved, they need to investigate that. And everybody involved with helping him get out of the country needs to be jailed right along with the mother. I feel so sad for that girl. Like, I didn't go through anything that traumatic, but I know what it's like to leave one horror and go to another. So the fact that she had to endure all of that at the hands of her own father is abysmal. And it's sad that there's so many little girls going through that on a daily basis, and there's no help for them. Like, nobody does anything for them. And she went and reported. She tried to go the route of, first of all, her mother, because the mother knew.
She did.
The mother, like, you probably saw the stuff I was saying in the chat about her, but like, send her off the planet. Like, she does not deserve to breathe air on Earth anymore. Neither does the father.
To be getting fucking a Section 8, you could get a house with a Section 8 voucher. This funky bitch, she's probably getting all types of assistance from the government. And she's a fucking criminal right along with her husband.
And she's not, that's what kills me too, is like, why is she not being prosecuted? Because again, she allowed this to go on under her nose for so long. She knew that he was doing this, because again, she walked in that room, saw them in the bed under covers, was like, I know what you're doing, and just going, how do you see that and then walk out and don't do a single, like, we would have been playing grip ball like it was Medea. There's no way in the earth you should be walking out of the room when you see that and pretending like you don't know what's going on. And then for the prosecutors and like the whole legal system to fail her yet again and let the man escape. Like, how did he even get out of there? No one did anything to look out for this girl in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Like, there's no reason that this should be going on still in this day and age.
It's fucking ridiculous. And how wasn't the mother arrested when they found the husband hiding in her fucking boiler room with a clipped ankle monitor.
Oh yeah, that like isn't that aiding and abetting? Like you should be right under the jail with him. She should have been right next to him in the courtroom. And then she was still having contact with him when he escaped. So again, why is the mother not in jail? And again, why is she not deported? Like I don't the way that the society is right now, I would never want to have a child, to be honest. Like that would terrify me to know that the person that I'm supposed to be married to is literally ruining the life. Like I mean that seriously, because that is some psychological. That is a mind screw you can never undo. That girl has to
Like
live with that for the rest of her life.
ever, and she bore a child.
Mm.
She had a baby, bro. Like that shit really fucked me up when I watched that. Like if I ever have a kid, because I want to have at least one, I'm going to be a helicopter mom. Like I don't give a fuck. There is no way, and I'm going to do my best to facilitate an environment for my child that they feel comfortable enough to tell me any fucking thing. Like there's not going to be any shame. I'm not going to be berating and yelling. I'm going to be like, whatever it is, tell me. I'm not going to judge you. Because that shit is fucking, like, how is her mother, your mother is supposed to protect you.
Both of them, like her father should have been the one. Like that's why I'm like, men are not protectors. I don't care what anyone says. Men are not protectors because he was the one who actually inflicted the most damage. And
Yep.
her mother stood idly by and did nothing.
And this is
Like I'm so at
happening
a loss for words.
2020. This is not even some archaic shit. Because when you think about shit like that, you think about shit that happened in the 60s. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 60s, 70s before there were laws to protect women
now,
and
like
children.
the fuck? Like who is thinking that that's gonna happen in the 2020s?
It's insanity. Like we live in an insane asylum at this point. Like I can't fathom. Like I would love to have one child. I would love to have a little girl, but then again, like living in this world, it terrifies me every day to think that this could potentially happen because so many girls are assaulted and then for it to be by their own family members. Like we grew up with stranger danger, like the man in the alleyway, you know what I mean, those PSAs and stuff in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, but it's literally in like it's right in your own home. Like you cannot go home and feel safe.
Yep.
Hmm. That's all I got because I'm like it's really irritating me. Like my blood is boiling thinking about what she had to endure for
And
so long.
I wanted to play it because I feel like too many, like if we do have children, we just really got to be on our fucking P's and Q's. And for moms that do have children, you have to create a safe space for your child to come and tell you what's going on. You know, like because the fact that that girl mustered up fucking courage to tell her mother and to get that type of reaction, that's why she never said shit for so long. She's like, I didn't know I had a voice. Like, no, you got to teach your kids from a fucking toddler. No, these are your private no areas. You have autonomy. Like, it's just fucking just like disgraceful. Then somebody came up in here and said, oh, y'all must have trauma. Bitch, what the fuck?
And if we did, so what? We can empathize with her. We can understand that what she went through is abysmally horrific, and the people who are responsible need to be held accountable. Like they said, talk about taking accountability. This is one woman that needs to have some
You
serious
heard?
accountability.
You see how I'm cussing that bitch out from the fucking root, dragging her. I want that bitch under the jail. She needs to get all of her fucking rights and privileges revoked. She need to be in the fucking bush in the jungle eating monkey meat for the rest of her
She needs to
fucking
be
life.
prosecuted here, and then once her time is done here, she needs to be prosecuted because at the end of the day, her child is still a national of that country if she was born there or was she born here? I don't know, but somehow she needs to be charged back in her own country
Something need to happen because
because this is
that
ridiculous.
her father is a fucking demon and her mother is a fucking demon enabler. She allowed that shit to go on and she resented her daughter for it and made her daughter's life a living fucking hell while she was still living with her. And then had the nerve to tell the daughter, you ruined my family.
Yeah, that was probably another one of the worst parts. Like you ruined your family by not putting this predator in his place and having him put somewhere. I'm really trying to like stay calm. Having him put somewhere out of the situation because he's the one who ruined the family, but you aided because you stood by and watched. You knew what was happening. There's no way you did not know.
She knew. And like the girl said, she wanted to keep the abuse in the family.
Yeah, because that's the only way you could see it if the mother talked about you ruined my family. So you were okay with your daughter being violated by her own. You agreed with that man being a complete demon and a menace to your own child, which you should be closer to because you carried her for 9 months.
And then I think PJ said it. They was like, does he have a job? I don't even think he was gainfully employed.
He couldn't have been if he's doing it before she's going to school.
And she was taking care of him.
And these are the men they always saying like lower your standards for. It be the ones that have to be taken care of by a woman who be the most horrendous, doing the most evil things within their own home, their own family dynamic. Like I don't even know what to say because I really want to just like I want to find the mama myself and lay hands because this is absolutely ridiculous.
Because how the fuck and then she said it's been about 4 or 5 years and the mother still blames her. After the fucking DNA test results come out that your husband fathers the child by your fucking baby girl, you still blaming her, saying that it's a lie. And the girl said she had to take the test multiple times because it kept trying to say that it was tampered with.
The prosecutors need to be, the defense team need to be beat up for that because that's crazy. Like, I want to fight so bad. Like the mother not accepting the truth lets me know how like, being a pick me is the most egregious thing on the planet. Like I will never trust a woman who is male identified because this is how desperate you are to have a piece, a sliver, a slice, a toenail of a man around. You are dangerous.
He didn't even love on her. He was too busy creeping with. She wasn't getting shit from this man, not provisions, not affection, not attention, nothing. He was just there.
So again, you got a tree stump in your home, a dangerous, degenerate tree stump, that is. But you're that desperate to have someone completely useless around. Women, we got to raise our stand. We got like, I don't care what nobody say. There's content creators who talk about like getting what you can from a man. I'm fully. You got to get something because what? There's no reason that woman should have been dealing with that man and letting that go on and happen to her child. When you're, and even if you were getting something, that's no, like, oh.
That's so fucked up. Like this shit really like.
They all need to be excommunicated from the planet. Like send them to Mars. Let the Martians deal with them. Like we don't need people like that on the planet.
And that's what makes me so angry. Like she's really here getting benefits. The father fled to fucking Africa. Somebody had to help him, but that funky bitch bailed him out. She put up a GoFundMe for a demon, for a devil that was fucking hurting her child.
And did she got other siblings? Because there's no telling if he did the same to them too. Like it's these people.
She saved her siblings from him.
She probably did.
And they don't talk to her. They don't want to talk about it. She fucking saved them from the trauma that she experienced, and they don't even realize it.
And that's why I'm glad that people are coming out and telling their stories because it exposes what goes on behind closed doors and how we need to start telling the truth and shaming the devil. Because if she had stayed silent, who knows where she would be? Because one, that again destroys your mental. And she already said she was using substances to cope, and she was uh, self-harming because she didn't know what consent was. She was letting people pretty much just use her body. Like, who knows where she would have been? And then also, if it had just continued and she had more siblings and it trickled down to them, that would have been a cycle of destruction. And that's something we need to have broken. Now, I get that she's a first generation, Malawian or wherever they came from. But that's still something too that we deal with in the BC and just in general in the world. So I'm like, these things need to be continually spoke of and exposed so that the next generations can see that you do not have to endure this type of hell. Like it's not okay for, like, she literally has to learn how to re-regulate her nervous system, rebuild her life, and learn to even trust people, because the first two people who should have done everything in their power to make sure she was safe
They let her down.
let her, they didn't even let her down, they
Destroyed
pushed her
that.
down, they tried to destroy her.
Yeah.
I'm so sick to my stomach, like, watching that. I pray she gets the help and healing she needs, because it's going to be a long road for her. She's young as all get out. She's barely beginning life, and
Probably
she
like
already has so much to carry.
she's probably like only 19 years old, maybe 19, 20, if that. 'Cause it's 2025.
Yeah, and she said it occurred in what, 2020
Yeah, she
roughly.
had a baby in 2021. So she's probably like 19.
Like 19, 20.
A
That's
baby,
insane.
a fucking baby. And she had a baby.
Had a child, like her body, mind, and spirit were not prepared to handle such a like, adult women are barely equipped to handle that transition, and she had to endure that as a child. Like, I really want to set the world on fire when I hear stuff like this, because there's no reason little girls should be going through that.
And I just can't. Her father, I could just, this is terrible, but I feel so angry at her mother. I really do, because I feel like and then
I'm
after
right there with you.
was arrested, you let that motherfucker back in your house.
You spent money to bail him out. Like, being a pick me is expensive. You paid money to bail out the abuser of your child. Like, what kind
That's
of mental depravity do you have
no,
to have? That, like, that you're lower than pawn
like
scum.
I don't even know. Like, and I'm very angry that the father did this to her. Period. Her mom, like, that's your fucking mom. Like, this baby came from your womb. It's like
Mother is God in the eyes of child, and this, you
yes,
showed that this child is. You showed your child you're literally a demon.
like you literally just like was willing to just fucking sacrifice her just for a little slither of fucking. Was that even happiness? I don't even know what a family front. Because a lot of African people, in general, not just Africans, but we speaking specifically about this. From what I see from them, they hate for anybody to know their dirt or anything that's going on that is not good. They care way too much about optics.
Mm-hmm.
Say something's going on and you got to name the country, you got to name the tribe. They will act like all of them are not doing. It's like, no, bro. Majority of the 54 countries, because they say we swear it's a country. We know it's a continent. We know y'all have countries, but majority of the same things is happening in each country. Like, let's like call a spade a spade. They do not like for you to shine a light on their shortcomings. They hate.
At all.
It's worse than
At
us. You
all.
know, every fucking thing that's going on in the Black community. We don't got to. Our shit is blasted all over the fucking place. These people will act like their shit don't stink. Meanwhile, they got slavery, trafficking, fucking child marriages, all sorts of shit that's not going on here at all. If it is done under the fucking wraps, and you got to investigate to find that shit. They're doing that shit out in the open in those countries.
Mm-hmm.
It's legal.
That video you sent me recently about the 11-year-old or 12-year-old marrying that grown 20-some-year-old. And that's
Yes.
crazy, because that's young. Most of the time it'd be like 40, 50, 60.
Gray hair. It's just.
I'm mad at the mother too. Like, I
I'm really
I don't see
mad.
how a person who you used your body to create this person, and you let this person be, not even this baby, you let this baby be taken to hell in your own home.
And she's so small now. Like, I've seen pictures of what she looked like. She's tiny. I'm like, imagine how small she was when she was 13.
I wish bad karma on every single person that failed his child. That's all I can say. I wish karma comes to collect in the worst way for every single person who let that happen to that child, who aided the person who helped that child. I mean, who hurt that child. Like every single one of them needs to feel the wrath of negative karma.
And somebody, a collective of people, had to help his ass escape to Africa.
Yeah, because you can't just hop on like his like if you have a passport, it should have been placed on a hold or flagged or something to where if you
Hello?
gone to an airport or purchasing a ticket, you would have immediately been flagged. So who got him out of here?
Yep. Somebody probably gave him their passport sleeve that looked similar to him. One of
That
his.
too, because they do have the fake passports. And
Yep.
again, who paid for that? Like it's literally a whole rabbit hole. And I think the
tickets,
mother is the major one who helped.
because tickets to Africa is you spending at least a $1,000. Like that's not no $200 trip. And then they had to do it immediately, like quick. So you know that shit was expensive as hell.
Who hit him? Like it's too deep. And the people, like I said, the people who aided him, all of them. If it's investigated and they find out who did it, send them all to jail. Because otherwise, she's gonna get not a lick of justice.
I'm mad that the mother's just walking around freely, bro. That shit
Scotch
is
free. Eating
enraging me.
government cheese. I can't.
I don't understand how for the life of me is she literally getting government cheese? Like,
And I know it's not a lot of money because government assistance ain't much, but the fact that you get to let that happen under your nose, and not even let it happen, you allowed it. Like you literally are part and parcel. You are a part of the problem. To aid a criminal in his crimes for so long, and then aid him once he is escaped, is you should not be here. She should have just been deported. She should be in a hut somewhere on a waterfront, living in a tree. Like I'm over it. I'm sorry. Like she does not deserve any good living. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jokes is how I get through tragic stuff.
you know they say we xenophobic in the comments. They gonna say we transphobic, xenophobic.
I'm an equal opportunity a-hole. I love and hate everybody equally except for people like this and stupid
Me too.
people.
Me too. Me too. Melanin runs through my veins says this is very common in Africa. Mr. Marcus said America treats foreign folks really, really good. It's us they despise. Because if this was a Black American woman, I think the mother, first of all, you got a criminal, you got somebody in your house hiding him that clipped his joint off. That's not supposed to be in your house. Because remember, she said he had to sign some paperwork. One of us would have been in jail.
And a long time too.
The math is not I don't understand. I don't know if it's because it was in Colorado. That's what she said that they were, that where they live. But something don't make no fucking sense.
At all. Because she should be right in jail. Like just at the point where first of all, she should have been in jail also for like she knew.
Yeah,
She should have been in jail for that. Once he got out and escaped, she should have been and was in the house. She should have been in jail for that. And she should have got some long time.
And then they should have sent her ass back to Burundi. So fucked up. Thank you for calling in, Boo. This is really, really heavy. Like,
thanks for having me. I'm sorry to keep you so long. I know you were trying to get up out of here.
Right. I'm hungry. I'm gonna make myself something to eat. But
later.
This was a good show. But very heavy. Thank you, Boo. Talk to you later. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. Oh my goodness. Well, I gave y'all trigger warnings multiple times. Let me see what y'all saying, and then I got the bounce. This shit is not funny. I don't condone this act of behavior. I agree. If she was American, he couldn't even be in a house with Section 8 or with a husband. They played the We Know Black card. Whoa, son. I pray for the other children that's left with her. Yeah. What do you eat? I think I'm gonna make some. I made some rasa pasta last night, but I didn't put any. Because remember, I was gonna make the seafood pasta. I didn't make that. So right now, I think I'm just gonna saute some chicken and like probably make me a chicken quesadilla and some tostadas or whatever. But yeah, because it's Taco Tuesday. I'm gonna make some fresh guac and I'm gonna eat that. And yeah, but your birthday's next week. Woo! I know you're gonna turn it up, turn it up. Thank y'all for joining me. You know, I this turned into a super heavy show. Am I coming back tonight? I don't know. I might. After I make myself something to eat right quick, I'm gonna see. So can a man get Section 8? Anybody can get any type of government assistance if you apply for it and you are approved for it, then yeah. But all right, y'all. Life is a movie you're starring in it. The world is a stage. You are at the center. You cannot cry over spilled milk. You got to keep moving forward. Protect the children. Protect your peace. Protect your mind. Protect your body. Protect your heart. Protect your soul. I love you all so much. Thank you. Shouts out to everybody that joined me. Shouts out to everybody that sent in super chats. Y'all go get a job. You go get a job. I'm just, you know, I'm really grateful for y'all, and we got to keep talking about things and using our voices to shine a light on injustice. And you know, yeah, we key and we get into it, but we got to talk. We talk about real shit over here too, no matter how hard it might be. Some stuff I just can't talk about. Like there's a couple of stories with involving kids, and I'm just like, this is just too horrific for me. I wish I had the stomach for it because I know that certain shit is I just can't. It gives me nightmares, you know. You're rich, so send me some money. The boss, send me a super chat. Send me a cash app. $ Love Jones TV. Since you're so rich, I'm getting there, and I can use all the help I can. So send me some money. You can send me a super chat or send me a cash app at $ Love Jones TV. Oh, and I want to shout out. Someone sent me a PayPal. I believe. Kim. Thank you, Kim, for the PayPal donation. I appreciate you, love. I don't know if you're gonna maybe catch some replay. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I love y'all. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. I will see you guys sooner than later. Like, comment, subscribe, share because I know you care. If y'all are up in here, do me a favor. There's a new feature called Hype where you can hype it to help push it through the algorithm. So click the hype button and also drop me a pink heart in the regular comment section. Oh, my allergy. Shit. Bye, guys. I don't know if I said it, but I'm going to say it again. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.